There's a simple rule that most people have never heard of, but it's the difference between life and death in any emergency situation. It's called the rule of threes, and understanding it could literally save your life in the first 3 minutes of a disaster. Here's what most people don't realize. You can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter in harsh conditions, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. But here's the critical part. Most people prioritize these completely backwards when disaster strikes. I see it all the time. People panic about food when they should be thinking about breathing. They worry about water when they should be focused on shelter. They waste precious time on the wrong priorities while the clock is ticking on what actually matters. Let me paint you a picture. A building collapses and you're trapped in the rubble. What's your first priority? Now, most people would say, call for help or find a way out. But the survivors know better. Your first priority is securing your airway and controlling any serious bleeding, because you've only got 3 minutes before brain damage sets in from lack of oxygen. This is why the rule of threes is so powerful. It gives you a clear, logical framework for making life or death decisions when your mind is under extreme stress. Instead of panicking or freezing up, you have a systematic approach to survival that tells you exactly what to focus on first. But here's where it gets interesting. The rule of threes isn't just about physical survival, it's about strategic thinking under pressure. When you understand this framework, you can quickly assess any situation and immediately know what your priorities should be. No wasted time, no poor decisions, no panic. Think about the 2010 Haiti earthquake. The survivors weren't the ones with the most supplies or the best equipment. They were the ones who could think clearly under pressure, who understood what mattered most in those critical first moments. They prioritized airway, then bleeding, then shelter, then water, then food, in that exact order. This is exactly the kind of strategic thinking I teach in When All Hell Breaks Loose, stuff you need to survive when disaster strikes. You'll learn not just the rule of threes, but how to apply it in dozens of different emergency scenarios. Urban disasters, wilderness emergencies, home invasions, natural disasters. Every situation has its own application of this life-saving framework. The truth is, most people's brains shut down under extreme stress. They can't think clearly, they can't prioritize effectively, and they make fatal mistakes as a result. But when you have a clear framework like the rule of threes programmed into your mind, you can think strategically even when everyone else is panicking. Here's what separates the survivors from the victims. The survivors have decision-making frameworks that work under pressure. They don't have to think about what to do next. They already know because they've trained their minds for these situations. Don't leave your survival to chance. Get When All Hell Breaks Loose and learn the complete rule of threes system that could save your life in any emergency. Because when disaster strikes, you won't have time to figure it out on the fly.